And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Also, want to welcome those tuning in because we are simulcasting today, as well as on Twitter. Glad you all could join us as well. Have a full half hour coming up for you guys with some great individuals that are part of an empowerment guide that's coming up this year, as well as some great information I think all of you can be able to benefit from. We're excited to welcome back to our broadcast today someone who I have had a chance to speak with before, and that is Chanel Coleman Wesley. She's the author of this book. She said yes to herself unapologetically. You guys see it there. For those tuning in on the Amazon side, we have it highlighted in our carousel, but now she's gearing up for the release of the empowerment guide. She said yes to herself. Want to talk to her not only about that, but also what it's been like for her to be able to impact the lives of so many others. Joining us also for this segment, we have a great panel we're going to be introducing as well. Before we get started, though, Chanel, welcome back to the broadcast. Glad to speak with you again.
Hi, thanks so much for having me, Cyrus. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. Excited about today's show as we're going to be introducing not only some of those who are joining you with the Empowerment Guide, but also an invitation that's available, I understand, for others to be able to join you all as well. Before we get started, though, when introducing everyone else, though, Chanel, talk to us about the response. What has it been like for you to see the way people have responded to She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically and the movement you've created?
Really, Cyrus, again, thank you so much for having us on this platform. It's really been humbling. It's been an amazing experience, such a wonderful ride to be able to connect with so many women, so many leaders across this over the globe. All people who are concerned with this platform, and what this platform is really about is about pouring passionately, purposefully, and powerfully into women. And so every time I step into a space that is really in a space that's not a competitive space, but a space that's there to applaud and to clap for one another, a space that is really about creating ways and being able to break some glass ceilings. It makes me very excited. So I'm just really excited just to partner with so many amazing leaders.
Yeah. And we're going to be bringing some of them in. One of them you actually have joined with me before on the radio side of our broadcast, Chanel. That is Dr. Velma Bagby. Dr. Velma, glad to be able to speak with you again. We've been talking quite a bit lately anyway because of your books. But I want to talk to you about this. We had you on the radio show with Chanel when you all were gearing up for the summit. So what has it been like for you to be able to help women, Dr. Velma, to understand the importance of saying yes to themselves?
This has been exciting for me because Chanel mentions that everybody else is amazing, but Chanel herself is amazing. Just knowing what she's already done, what she's already written, what she's already accomplished, and to join her in this movement has been exciting for me because it's exactly where I need to be. It's exactly what I need to say. It's exactly what I need to be doing when I'm talking about in my particular area, dating for marriage. It's exactly what needs to happen way before that occurs.
Love that. Love that. And also joining us today, we have Laquita Parks. Laquita, I'm going to bring you up. What has it been like for you, Laquita, to be able to share with others the importance of saying yes to themselves?
Thank you, Cyrus, for having me. It has been amazing, and I totally agree with Dr. Velma. Chanel is amazing. I don't even know how she has the strength to do it. It's been exciting to be a part of this movement to help women understand that they have superpowers, and those superpowers were already inside of them. We're just helping them understand that they can bring those superpowers out, use their God-given gifts without fear, and be powerful and go out and take that power into the world. This movement is truly a worldwide movement, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
I'm going to bring up next Chanel Scott. Chanel, it's great to be able to meet you. What about for yourself? What has it been like for you to be able to help women understand the importance of saying yes to themselves? Chanel, I think you may be muted there. Okay, let's see. I still can't hear you. I'll come back to you. Chanel, to see if we can get it worked out for you. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up next. We have Jacqueline Cox joining us as well. Jacqueline, I want to ask you, what has it been like for you to be able to share with women the importance of saying yes to themselves?
this has been truly, like Chanel said, a humbling experience for me. This is something that I take very, very seriously. I'm very, very passionate about uplifting, encouraging, inspiring, and motivating women and young women and old women and women from 200. So I think this is one of the most the most I felt accomplished in doing. Not that I haven't accomplished other things, but just being a part of the summit and being a part of this group of strong, encouraging, powerful women. It's truly been an overwhelming experience, and to do it with people and women who truly love me and support me, I am just overwhelmed with emotion about it. I'm glad to be a part of it.
We're glad you could join us. Anita, we're going to bring you up. I mean, what has it been like for you, Anita, to be able to help women understand the importance of saying yes to themselves?
Wow, I cannot tell you the excitement and everything that it has been just to first of all be a part of this phenomenal group of women. You know, being a part of something so dynamic and impacting on the lives of women. And I am so excited about this project and what we're going to be doing. And I'm looking forward to expanding on what I'm doing to empower women to be able to start their businesses, be able to get the funding they need, and find their voice. So I'm excited about this.
All right. All right. And we're going to bring up next Lachelle Atkins, who's joining us as well. Lachelle, what about for yourself? What has it been like for you to help women understand the importance of saying yes to themselves?
Well, thank you so much, Cyrus, for having us. This has just been a wonderful time to have us come together as a group. I think the biggest thing for me is the ability to collaborate. That's something that I really believe in. As a mother of 15 children, I've learned that I just can't do it by myself. And seeing how much of an impact that we can have as leaders coming together to hold each other up. A lot of us are mothers, and being a mother can be messy sometimes. And so really being able to tell the truth about the things that we're going through, but still support each other through those challenges. And that's what makes it impactful, because you really encourage each other to show up no matter what you're going through, knowing that we all are there to support one another.
Yeah, such a great point. Chanel, I'm going to bring you back up front, Chanel Coleman Wesley, because I want to ask you about the evolution of all of this. As I mentioned before, and I see someone's already bought a copy themselves for, she said yes to themselves unapologetically. The book that's available on Amazon right now, we have it highlighted in the carousel for those joining us on the Amazon Live side. For those who are joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, you guys could see the link there for Amazon. It'll take you over to Amazon. You can be able to get that book for yourself. Of course, the Empowerment Guide will be coming soon. We're going to remind you about that. But I want to talk about the evolution of this, because you released the book. She said yes to herself unapologetically. We spoke on the radio show about the summit. How did the Empowerment Guide come about, Chanel?
Well, actually, we kind of did things backwards, if you think about it. I had the premise and the idea for the book. I wrote the book. I didn't put it out there. Laquita, I think she was one of the first people to see it. I talked about the platform and what it was about, and talked about connecting with women. And like I said, you really need a person who's going to really advocate and see your vision. And Laquita really was that. Laquita, the moment that I spoke to her about the idea of a summit and what I wanted it to entail, she really saw that mission and vision, and she matched it. And immediately her brain just started thinking, and she started connecting and putting in all the dots. It was through Laquita that we had the phenomenal Dr. Velma Bagby. You can't have a better MC. The woman is phenomenal. She brought that powerhouse to the She Said Yes platform. She also was able to bring in Dr. Kevin Vaughn, who was an amazing asset to us on the She Said Yes Summit. And we just formed a cohesive family. And we were able at that point to go out and to seek other leaders. And it's amazing, but everyone here except for Chanel Scott was on our first summit. And it was just truly something out of this world. It just really kind of caught fire by itself. People were excited just with the title alone, but they also resonated with the message behind it, because as women, we're so used to giving up and nurturing and caring and serving from empty cups. And most oftentimes, we lack the opportunity to really pour back into ourselves. And so they just really resonated with the message that's behind this platform. And it really kind of took off from there. So the summits just kind of went on, and then the book was put out. And then this anthology is really the brainchild behind the summits.
Yeah. And so for those, Chanel, because I know you're going to be staying with us through the entire segment here, but for those who are just finding out about the Empowerment Guide, we have this great roster that is a part of it now. What is it you want our audience to know, not only about what this is going to be about, but also how they can be a part of it?
Well, actually, it's an amazing opportunity to join an amazing tribe. When you think about empowerment, I thought about these women that are here with us on today and a few others who couldn't join us. But when you're thinking about giving a woman a tool set, something that's going to motivate, encourage, and empower her to walk boldly within her purpose, you want leaders who are going to be able to give her different tricks and tools and strategies so that she can slay the day. And that's really what these leaders are, and why they're brought in, because of they are powerhouses in their own right, and they're going to be able to add to women. But we're also still looking for a few more women. We can still use a few good women to be able to join us and help us to be able to, again, motivate, encourage, and empower women. We really want to see them walking boldly within their purpose.
Yeah, love that. I'm gonna try to bring Chanel back in, Chanel Scott in, to see if we can hear from her. Chanel, can you hear me? Okay, I still can't hear you though, Chanel. Yeah.
Turn your phone up. Turn your phone up. No. See if you can.
Okay. No, still not, Chanel. Still can't hear you. It's showing you're muted though. Okay, then it went off and it came back on mute. So I'm gonna go. We're not gonna give up on you, Chanel. We're gonna try to bring you back. We're not going to give up on you. I'll go ahead and bring back in Anita. So Anita, I want to ask each one of you this question, because for this whole movement that Chanel has started, which she said yes, I mean, that sounds like something that should be something that's embraced. That is not something that's always true for women. For one, a lot of times women are made to feel guilty for putting themselves first or saying yes to themselves. So what do you hope that this does, Anita, in helping women understand it's okay to pour into themselves so they can help others?
Well, I'm glad you asked, you're asking us that question. Like Chanel was saying, so many times as women, we wear so many hats, right? We're trying to satisfy so many different people, and we tend to put ourselves on the back burner. One of the things I definitely advocate is for self-care. A lot of times we don't care for ourselves. We don't know how to pamper ourselves, and self-care can be different things for different people. So I'm hoping that women that are able to partake of this awesome resource that we're going to be providing will be able to see that they too can care for themselves. They can say yes to themselves, whether no matter what area that is in their life, their personal life, their professional life, they can definitely say yes to themselves and continue to put themselves ahead, because if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else. So I'm really hoping that they can glean from this and all the awesomeness of this group of women.
Exactly. Lachelle, I'm going to ask you the same question. Lachelle Atkins, what do you hope, especially women, understand about the importance of being okay with pouring into themselves?
Thank you again for the question. In my own journey, I suffered 13 years for depression and 3 hospitalizations. And I have found that I can't get that time back. So I'm very passionate about really expressing the importance to other moms, other business owners, the value that they need to place in self-love and asking for help. It's amazing how much more we can accomplish together rather than alone. And so many people are suffering in silence. I was somebody who didn't even realize that I was depressed. And so now I speak openly about it. And I think we need to normalize these type of conversations around when things aren't good, so that people can have hope, but also have a clear blueprint or a way that they can implement change in their own life. So I'm excited to be a part of this, and I believe in the message and the movement. And it is something that I think is really important to be a leader in my own home with my own daughters, because I have 9 of them, to really help them to see the value in having self-love and self-care.
Love that. Jacqueline, I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you hope women understand and appreciate about the importance from this project of pouring into themselves and taking care of themselves?
Being a former victim of domestic violence and dealing with a lot of the mental and physical health illnesses that I won't claim, but the doctor told me that I had, but I rebuke it. I want people to know that it's always somebody else that mirrors what you're going through. And it's okay to express these things and not hide or keep it a secret or feel like you always have to just be that person for somebody else, and understand that we are all here waiting to uplift you, to support you, to encourage you, and hopefully all of that gets reciprocated and passed around within the world. I want this to reach every girl, every woman, every older woman who may feel like they don't have that sister, they don't have that friend, they don't have that support system. They can pick up this book and say, you know what, these people get it, these women get it, they get me. And hopefully that will inspire more generations to come. I see this book going into the future, into the galaxy, honey. I see this going. I see aliens reading our book. Okay, I see the AIs reading this book. Now they gonna say yes to them and say no to everybody else, and they know this one.
Love it, love it. Let's see. I'm gonna try Chanel Scott. Try to say something, Chanel. Chanel, you still can't hear you. Chanel, do this. Go out and then try to come back in. Okay, go out and try to come back in. Let's see if that will work for you. To be able to bring you in. With technology, like we were saying earlier, you just never know. Laquita, I'm going to ask you the same question before we reset everything and bring in our next group. What do you want women to know about the importance, as Chanel Coleman Wesley was talking about how this all began, and she was giving you a lot of credit there. What do you hope, Laquita, that women understand about the importance of pouring into themselves so they can help other people?
Thank you again for that question. And thank you, Chanel, always. I want people to understand that they don't have to be confined by what other people say. So they don't have to be confined by other people's definition of who they think they are. I'm a victim of medical childhood trauma. And when the doctor told me I'm not dying, but I am suffering, I want people to understand that there is life in the midst of suffering. And you don't have to accept that. There is an opportunity for you to keep going, to keep moving. So you can use whatever gift you have in the midst of your own circumstances to inspire, encourage, and motivate people. You just have to know that you can do that. Every single woman on this on here and in this anthology has gone through something, and they are going to share their stories. We're going to share our stories and give people the understanding and the opportunity to be better than what other people say they are. So my hope is that the people that read this book, the women who come in contact with us, whether it's through the book, through an interview, through a phone call, through a text message, through our social media posts, that they'll understand that I can, even when others say I can't. If they don't have anybody in their circle, they'll know that here is a whole movement that they can be a part of, and that they can get real love because we do understand what they went through, because everybody has a story and we're sharing our story. So we're being transparent and we're exposing ourselves to the world. So I want them to know that exposure is not a bad thing. It helps. So this is the beginning of our healing, and theirs too.
Love that. Love that. Dr. Velma, same question to you. What do you hope that this anthology and this continued movement does in reminding women about the importance and knowing it's okay to pour into themselves?
Well, the minute I was invited to join the movement, I was sold in the very beginning. Just the layout and the outline that Chanel had provided us, the focus of the summit, and then having the ability to have Miss Laquita Parks to connect me with all of this, I was excited. And you heard in Jacqueline's statement, the poet knows how to put the words together. I was excited. These were all of the things I had been talking about concerning how a woman should prepare herself way before walking down the aisle. Everything that Chanel said in her book, I told her I wanted to take her book with me when I began my workshops because it spelled out everything I talk about in terms of stop focusing on when a man is coming into your life to complete you as they think that he should, but really it's really about the woman preparing herself and saying yes to herself. The tears of love that God has provided for us to love him and then love yourself. So many women don't. They don't love themselves. And so when I heard about it, read about it, got the book that said it, I knew that this was something that needed to be said. And it's basically what I've been speaking to women about over 30 years. Before marriage, make sure you're getting yourself ready. Become the best version of you. I wasn't saying say yes, but now I know. Say yes to yourself was pretty much my message. Get yourself together first. And so I'm excited, Cyrus. That's all I can add at this point. It's just an exciting project.
Yeah, glad to be able to have it. And Chanel Coleman Wesley, glad that you have brought this amazing roster of women here with us. We have more that are going to be joining us here in just a bit. I do want to reset for those who are just coming in. I see you guys over there on YouTube, so I appreciate you guys being with us. If you're wondering what's going on, today we're talking with some of the contributors of the She Said Yes to Herself Empowerment Guide that's coming out. So we have actually with us the visionary Chanel Coleman Wesley. She's on the main screen with us now. We've been talking to some of the contributors as well to the guide. We're going to go ahead, Chanel, before we bring in the next roster, and let those that have been with us for this part be able to let our audience know how to stay connected with them. We're going to start with you, Anita. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Well, on social media, I am known as Anita in the Biz Coach. They can find me under that handle on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook for the most part. My email is info@Anita in the Biz Coach, and my website is AnitaInTheBizCoach.com. I try to keep it real simple. So I look forward to talking to you all and reaching out. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you for being with us, Anita. Lachelle, going to go to you next. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Well, thank you so much again, Cyrus, for this opportunity. And Chanel, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this platform with you. I can be followed on YouTube. I have lots of videos. I am a vitality coach. I help people transform their mindset from chaos to clarity and confidence with a smile. So a lot of my content is there on YouTube under America's Supermom or Lachelle Atkins. Thank you for having me.
Hey, glad to do that, Chanel. And Jacqueline, you coming to you next. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Well, I ain't hard to find. You see this right there? That's how you spell my name. You can find me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram under Spiritual Sunbeam 2020. You can also find me on my book and me on Goodreads, all author under that name right there. And I host a show on AMP called Listen Linda. And just follow me on Facebook and you'll find me. You'll find out what I'm doing, what my people's doing. You'll just find us.
All right. Well, Jacqueline, glad that you could be able to join us. Appreciate you being a part of this part of our broadcast. And we look forward, of course, to staying connected with you. And I think, too, Chanel, as we're going through and we're kind of resetting, I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, this is an opportunity that they can be a part of as well. So, Chanel, before we introduce the next group, why don't you let our audience know again, if they are interested in being a part of She Said Yes to Herself, how can they be able to contact you?
Sure. Thank you so much, Cyrus, for that opportunity. If you are a woman, you are a leader, you're a motivator, you're inspiring, you're an encourager, and you have a message that's going to give women tips, tools, and strategies, then we want you to be able to come out and reach out and join us You can contact us at she said yes to herself at gmail.com. You can also be reached to sign up directly at PayProV Publishing. That's www.payprovpublishing.com. That's spelled PAPROVI Publishing.com. And you can connect with our amazing contributor right there, our contributing publisher, Laquita Parks, who is a powerhouse. If you are wanting to join a network of women who are going to applaud you, who are going to salute you, who are going to hold you accountable, who are going to say, yes, sis, you got that. Keep running. Let's see you go. Then you are want to come. Then you can't go any further. Don't even scroll any further. You need to stop right here. I'm so excited because I am passionate about what we're doing, but I'm so amazed to be surrounded by these powerhouses. So, ladies, I'm gonna tell you right now. Those of you who don't know, that was my coach who just left here. Her name is Michelle Atkins. She's the coach with the most. She's the coach's coach. I mean, if you don't know her, you better find out. And I'm gonna be quiet about the rest of the part. I'm gonna let Cyrus go ahead and have a thing there, but I had to say that real quick.
Well, look, I know you're excited, Chanel, and we're excited about the next group that's joining us. Leanna, I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. Is the last name pronounced Gower?
Thank you. You pronounced it correctly.
Okay. Hey, I was practicing, Leanna, so I really can't take too much credit for that. And we have joining us also Dr. Audra Ann. Hello to you. We also have Angela. Angela, is the last name pronounced Wait?
Is WFA.
Oh, WFA. I'm
Yes,
sorry. Thank you for that. And
it's
then
all
we have
right.
Ivy Caldwin. Is that correct, Ivy?
Caldwell.
Caldwell. Okay, thank you so much. And we have, I think we have, let's see, Chanel, Chanel Scott. Chanel, can you say something now? Let me see if I can hear you.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, Chanel, I can hear you, but it's really low. We can hear you though, but it's really low. So see if you can turn the volume up. So I'm going to start with you, Ivy, if you don't mind. I want, because we're glad to have you being a part of this broadcast and a part of this project. What has it been like for you, Ivy, to let women know it's okay to be able to say yes to themselves? You're muted there, Ivy. You're muted.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Um, as this has been stated already, women we do put ourselves on the back burner. But I've heard so many people say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. We must take the time to appreciate ourselves because we are worth it. And I'm excited to be a part of this movement as well.
Love that. Angela, what about for yourself? What has it been like for you to help women understand the importance of saying yes to themselves?
Thank you, Cyrus, for the question. For me, as a mom and even as an individual, it's important for women to say yes to themselves because women are gatekeepers, and we need to understand that power that we have as gatekeepers holding down the family. We are the ones that allow that have the power to allow life be birthed through us. So for me, it's very important for us to have that mindset, have that understanding that we hold the fort, we hold the gate.
Love that.
Thank
Love
you.
that. Yeah, Chanel Scott. Chanel, I'm going to bring you up. Let's see if we can hear you. What has it been like for you, Chanel, to let women know it's okay to say yes to themselves?
It's been really exciting and empowering for me just to be a part of this team. It's honestly, it's been an inspiration for me, and also giving me a little bit of courage. So I'm very excited.
All right. Glad that we were able to bring you in, Chanel. Chanel, why have you? I'm gonna have you stay right there though. Don't move, okay? I'm gonna ask you another question while I have you up front. So, has it always been easy for you to say yes to yourself?
In my past, no, it hasn't been really easy for me. I've been through a lot of trauma and abuse as well, and honestly, this platform has given me that courage to finally step out on faith and say yes to myself.
Love
So
that.
that's why I'm really grateful for this platform.
Yeah, appreciate that. Dr. Audrey Ann, we're going to go ahead and bring you up front. Glad that you could be on with us as well. Hello to you. Glad to have you be with us. So I want to ask you the same question, Dr. Audrey Ann. For yourself, what has it been like for you to let women know it's okay for them to say yes to themselves? And you are muted, Dr. Audrey Ann, just to let you know. Okay, there you go.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
We were traveling, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be in a safe place, but I am now.
Yeah, good.
So I think the most important thing is for women to know that they do have the right to take care of themselves. I'm a Christian life coach, and I'm all about self care and personal growth and transition. And so I'm always concerned about people that are not sure how they can be themselves without having to um, be concerned about what other people say or what other people think or anything. We all have voice. God gave all of us a right to use our voices, and everybody's voice is important. Everything that we have to say is important. We just have to believe that, and then we just have to be ready to use our voice so that not only we can help ourselves, but we can help others. The whole idea of this project is not only to help us, but also to help other women all over the world, and that's what we intend to do.
Yeah, such a great thing. I want to read on YouTube. We have Womanly Wisdom Speaks is joining us. So again, we are simulcasting this. We are on Amazon Live. We have some comments coming in on the Amazon Live side. I'm going to be reading here. But on YouTube, Womanly Wisdom Speaks says, "So proud of you, ladies. I'm excited to be a part of this empowerment guide." And on the Amazon Live side, Jacqueline Cox is now joining us over there. She says, "Hello to everyone. Anita Newsom says, so good to hear from you, Chanel, on this segment." And Anita also says, "You ladies are awesome, and I'm so excited to be a part of this movement." And Jacqueline also says, "I love Dr. Audrey Ann as well." So we're getting some love over there, Dr. Audrey Ann as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring up next Leanna to our floor. Leanna, I want to ask you a similar question that I was asking earlier, and that is, what has it been like for you to let women know it's okay to say yes to themselves?
Actually, it's my daily life. I am a confidence coach, and so I always tell women that it is okay to choose you. Self-care, self-love is not selfish, but it is necessary to have a healthy and balanced life. We put ourselves on the back burner so often and so much that it makes it hard for us to believe that. But as a confidence coach, I help them see that it is okay. But I also help them to understand how you can implement and put other things into your life and other factors to help you become able to take the burden off of, not the burden, but take the weight off of yourself of trying to do everything for everyone else.
Love that. And so, while we have you right there, Leon, I do want to ask you. I mean, what was it like for you to get? And I'm going to ask the rest of the ladies this as well. What was it like for you to be able to be a part of this project with Chanel and the other ladies, to not only be able to share your story, but also to empower others?
Oh my God! So when I heard about this, I actually worked with Chanel and all the ladies before, or many of the ladies before. So this was exciting to hear that this was coming about. I also love to share my story and be very transparent because, as we all have said, we all have a past and we have traumas and things that we have dealt with, and we have a gift to share it. So I love sharing that because me sharing my story is going to help someone else that may feel like that it's the end, that they can't do it, that their insecurities have taken them over so that they can't become confident. So I felt like this book of empowerment is going to be, like Jacqueline said earlier, it's going to be all over the world and aliens will be reading it, and I'm excited about all of it.
Love that. Chanel Scott, going to go ahead and bring you up. What was it like for you to know you're going to be a part of this project? To not only be able to be joined by other women who know what it's like to be on the journey, but also to know what you could do to be able to inspire others.
It's been really an eye eye-opening experience. I've always wanted to try to be an inspiration to someone, but in joining this platform and this group and this wonderful anthology, I've actually learned that everyone here is an inspiration to me, and those women that are out there that need that encouragement, they're my inspiration. For us for me to one be accountable for myself, you know what I mean, and just to know that we have a voice and to use it, and to also know that we need to learn to follow our intuition and pour into ourselves and listen to ourselves,
Love that. Love that. And I think it's such an important thing, I think, for all of our audience to know. Angela, I'm going to ask you the same question. What has it been like for you to not only be a part of this empowerment guide, but to be joined by other women who not only know what it's like to be on the journey, but also are inspiring as well?
Thank you for the question. Um, Personally, I love Chanel's leadership. I love her vibe and her sense of community. So when I first heard of this anthology, I knew immediately this is the place to be because, women, we are leaders. We are leaders, but majority of the time we do not have that confidence and that self-assurance to take that bold step in leading. So this is an empowerment. This is um, a community of women that I'm very proud to be a part of. I've interacted and worked with a few of them, and is amazing what these women are doing in their individual fields and coming together as a group, coming together as a community, as a family is gonna be lit. Is gonna be fireworks. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
love
to
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Ivy, what about for yourself? I mean, what has it been like for you to not only be able to pour into others, but also to be joined by these other women who are using their platforms to inspire other women too?
Yes, I am an overcomer of sexual abuse as a little girl. And to say yes to yourself, it is a must. I know that there are many women suffering in silence, having dealt with this same issue, but for whatever reason, they refuse to speak up and expose their truth. They may have fear, shame, the guilt, condemnation, wondering about, well, what is someone going to say about me? But I want women to know it is possible not to feel the pains of the past and move forward in your life and share your story to be of an inspiration and encouragement to someone else. It is time for you to rise up and step into a new you.
I love that. Love that. And for you, Dr. Adrienne, I'm going to come to you next. I mean, what has it been like for you to be able to know that not only are you going to be pouring into others through this anthology, but also joined by these other women who also have their own stories to share to empower others? Oh, you're muted, Dr. Adrienne. You're muted there.
I'm sorry.
There.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For a while, I didn't understand what it meant to be poured into.
Mm,
And so, because I was the one always giving, 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 giving,
yeah.
and the getting wasn't very much. So I didn't know what it felt like. So once I started to learn, I started to connect myself with women that appreciated what I could do for them and knew that I would appreciate them, like Dr. Velma, Chanel, Laquita, Jacqueline, everybody that I have met in this project has been awesome, and they have all had to learn how to be appreciative of themselves so that they can in turn be appreciative of others. And I think that is what's really important. And this project, again, like I said earlier, this project is going to help women and men. I think men should read this project, not just only women, but it will help people to understand what it means to be poured into and to pour into others, to let the gifts that God has given you to help others. That's what it's all about. It's all about love. It's all about helping. It's all about creating a life that is going to be not only pleasing to Him, but helpful to everybody that you come in contact with. And again, as a Christian life coach, that's my whole goal, is to help people to see how beautiful they really are and how much they are needed on this earth. That's always been my goal. And I know that this project is going to allow anybody that reads it, hears it, even somebody telling them about the book, they are going to be inspired. Anybody.
Love that. Love that. Well, this has definitely been inspiring to have all of you on with us. I want to say thank you to Chanel Coleman Wesley for bringing together this amazing group. Chanel, I'm going to go ahead and highlight you here as we wrap up this segment. And we're going to go through this second round and let our contributors be able to share how our audience can stay connected with them. But what would you like for, as we close out here, Chanel, for women to know, not only, of course, about the importance of saying yes to themselves, but what you will hope this empowerment guide does to help them do that?
Thank you so much again, Cyrus, for this amazing opportunity and allowing us to share space on your platform today. Really, what this is about women really coming to a community of women who really understand and get them. You have a woman on each role of life who's been in a similar path that can give you a tip, tool, or strategy to be able to get here. And I want to say that sometimes when you're in projects or collaborations, you're kind of pitted against each other as women. I think we're kind of taught and ingrained to kind of look at one another, compare each other, see where she does and see how you can measure up. And you feel like you have to come short because most of the time when you're measuring, and you don't really feel adequate unless the person you're measuring yourself against, you are leaps ahead, ahead of them. And so she said yes to herself is really about creating space for women to love on each other, to applaud one another, to clap and to celebrate one another. And what it's really like is like each author is contributing to a marathon and they're running in, a relay race, and each woman is handing a specific tool and she's running with her tool. And instead of us giving each other the side eye or looking at people crazy and wondering what she's doing, this is a collaboration where we're jumping up and down saying, go, sis, run, keep going. And then when you go, it's my turn for me to take the baton and for me to run my leg of the race. And everybody's running and clapping and saying, yes, keep going. What other tools do you have? And that's what this collaboration is all about. If you want to be celebrating, if you want to be motivated, if you want to be glowed up and just clapping on for yourself for no apparent reason, if you want to be walking within your God-given purpose, if you want to see yourself as God has seen you, then this is the book for you. There is no other collaboration like that on the face of the earth. And I'm going to just say that I'm surrounded by a bunch of bosses up in here. That's all Cyrus told me to say. I'm going to be quiet and calm down and pass the
Well, I'm going to bring you back at the end. At the end here, Chanel, to again give out the information. I want to say thank you to all the contributors for being with us today. Thank you so much for sharing a bit of your story. Looking forward to seeing what you're adding to the empowerment guide for sure. So, Angela, I'm going to start with you. Let our viewers know how they can stay connected with you.
Thank you for having us on your shows. Viewers can connect with me on social media. On Facebook, I'm known as Angela Nefesh in Bloom. And Nefesh is Hebrew for living soul. In bloom means being in constant season. So they can follow me on Facebook, Nefesh in Bloom, Instagram, the same Nefesh in Bloom, or just Nefesh in Bloom.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that, Angela. And Chanel Scott, I want to ask you, what about you? How can our audience stay connected with you?
Yes, you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And the name is also Chanel Scott on all the platforms.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. And Dr. Audrey Ann, going to bring you up next. Let our viewers know how they can stay connected with you. Oh, you meet it, Dr. Audrey Ann.
Thank you so much. I am Transition Life Coach for You, the number 4, the letter U. And I am Dr. Audrey Ann Moses. If you put in Dr. Audrey Ann, I'm sure I'm the only one on all social medias except Twitter and whatever that new thing is. I'm not those. but I am on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, so you'll be able to find me there. And again, it's transitionlifecoachforyou.com, the number 4, the letter U, Dr. Audrey Ann Moses.
All right. Thank you for that,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Audrey. And Ivy, going to go ahead
Thank
and
you.
bring you up next. Let our viewers know, how can they stay connected with you?
Thank you for this opportunity, Cyrus. Thank you, Chanel, for this vision and this project. You can reach me on Facebook at Ivy Caldwell, or you can go to my page, author Ivy Caldwell. I'm on YouTube under Ivy Caldwell. Instagram is Footprint Series, or you can check out my podcast called Stepping Into a New You.
All right. Thank you for that. Leanna, you're up next. Let our viewers know, how can they stay connected with you?
You can stay connected to me. You can find me on Facebook. It is Leanna Lovely Lady Lee, or on Instagram and Twitter, I am under Lovely Lady Lee. You can go to my website, which is lookingwithinlifecoaching.com. Thank you so much, Cyrus, for this opportunity again.
Yeah,
And you, Chanel, we appreciate you.
Look, more than welcome. It is my pleasure for sure. Glad you could join us. I want to thank all of you for being with us for today's broadcast. We still have with us now Chanel, we have Laquita, and Dr. Velma Bagby. We're going to let them be able to tell how they can, you all can stay connected with them, of course. But Chanel, I'm going to bring you up one last time, front and center here. I'll put you on the spot one last time to once again let people know how they can stay updated with the anthology, and also how they can be a part of it.
Thank you again, Cyrus, for hosting us and allowing us to be on your platform. People can stay connected. We are on Facebook. She said yes to herself unapologetically. We're on Instagram. She said yes to herself unapologetically. Twitter. She said yes to herself unapologetically. And again, this is an amazing space, an amazing tribe. And I want to say to these two women who were with me from the beginning, when people say, crazy things, and, you have a vision of something, and they really are just, those people who are there to pour in and to take root and to help you push your vision forward. And I want to tell you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for believing and partnering in this dream, in this vision. And I love you guys. I had to say that. Okay.
No. Anita wanted to co-sign what you said earlier, Chanel. She says, we support each other and push each other to the next level. Let's go. Awesome show. Thank you for this opportunity. And Chanel, you rock. Thanks for pouring into us all. That's from Anita on Amazon Live there. And of course, thank you again, Chanel, again, for bringing the group together. Laquita, I'm going to go to you next. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
First of all, thank you again, Cyrus. This has been an amazing opportunity, and much love to you, Chanel, and Dr. V. I love you. I love you. I love you. They can, and I'm excited to be the publisher on this project. I'm super excited about that and honored. But they can connect with me, all things social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, at PayProV Publishing, and they can come check out my website at payprovpublishing.com, PAPROVI publishing.com. And if all else fails, they can simply Google me.
There you go. Dr. Velma, what about for yourself? How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Thank you, Cyrus, for allowing us to be here with you today. I am on most social media platforms as Dr. Velma Bagby, on Instagram, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn, and on Facebook, and hopefully soon on Threads, so we'll see. But also on my website, drvelma.com, and if they want to reach me directly, it's info@drvelma.com.
Love it. Love it. Well, again, thank you all so much for being on with us. Again, Chanel, thank you for bringing the troops together. I appreciate that. Again, looking forward to staying connected with the She Said Yes to Herself Empowerment Guide that is coming. And for your audience, thank you all so much for watching us. In the meantime, while you guys are waiting on the Empowerment Guide, make sure you guys do like I did. Head over to Amazon and get She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. You all can get it there for only 99 cents. You can see it there. Also, of course, you can see Naked and Not Ashamed. It's also 99 cents as well. Someone's already bought it over there as well, I see on the Amazon Live side. So make sure you guys do click on those two that are there. But again, we have the empowerment guide that is coming. For those who have been joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Dr. McQueenie Clem is on Facebook. She says, hey, hey, hey to everybody. Glad to be able to see you, Miss Queenie. And we again, of course, thank all of you for joining us on Twitter as well. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll be back with you all real soon. Take care.